Do you want me to show you?
Welcome to our instructional video on how to kickstand. You begin by applying a sufficient amount of pressure on the backside.
Okay.
Hi.
Followed by sliding on down, and no, we're not describing a porno, or how to get a happy ending in a massage. But if you'd like to
No!
take this technique
No!
and apply it.
No!
Ow. What's up, everyone? I'm the Kaiju no Kami with...
I don't know anymore. Cruellica Kain, maybe?
And we're here to talk about...
Do I not exist? Am I just a collective...
Let him introduce himself!
What if I'm just a collective figment of everyone's imagination?
Oh, you could be.
In that case, your imagination sucks.
No shit, because
Oh,
I clean your place.
Wow, she agreed with that a little too quickly.
Fine, we're with...
Silver Quill.
And we're here to talk about Donbrothers, episode 49.
Did you do 9 or 10? Because I get
9.
Oh, okay.
9. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9.
Well,
Scheiße!
Okay, stop.
but you were showing your thumb towards the
Yeah,
audience.
it was. So that's why I was a little
9.
confused.
So it's technically 9, but we can kind of see 10 coming.
Yeah, that's why I was confused.
9! Because next, there is no 10, it's 50, which means it would be 5 and 0.
Really?
Or 5, 0, depending on what direction.
Me?
Oh, what? The audience doesn't need to see you anymore.
Oh!
You're just an annoyance.
Oh!
Okay.
The relationship issues we faced on today's episode.
Well, I'll be doing a panel on relationship issues in a couple of weeks.
Okay, well, let's talk about today on All My Sentai.
Yes, so we've got our 3 villains, current versions of the villains for the Cerebrums, talking about how they messed up because they decided to fight the Rangers blindfolded and failed miserably at it. And then they go and they end up fighting 3 of the Rangers who are blindfolded and get their asses whipped still.
But the 3 lead of the Sentai.
Yeah, so Taro, Sonoya, and Jiro.
And I did like when they're doing the whole training thing where the camera was like all in one take when they're going back and forth, when one person's like, yeah, I can't do this, I gotta go. Oh, I can't do this either, I gotta go. I'm going after that person.
So if we go on the whole soap opera thing, we have soap opera issue 1. Haruka is now able to get her manga serialized for the 2nd time.
Well, I think it was a new manga series.
I know, but she's no longer a plagiarizer. So she's able to get her series done a 2nd time. So her chief editor, Sonoza, goes to help her. So that's soap opera issue 1. Soap opera issue 2. We find out that Hijino, or Tsuyoshi, has now moved through the end stage of grief to acceptance.
I would argue he's more in the depression stage.
I kind of feel like when he was looking at his hand and seeing the missing ring, that I kind of felt like he was gearing on acceptance. Because I don't feel like, I understand the depression phase, but I don't think depression and acceptance are always going to be mutually exclusive of each other.
It's true, some stages can blend.
Exactly.
But the fact that he's trying to uproot himself from pretty much everything.
But sometimes with acceptance that makes sense, because if you know you're going to be in a situation where you're going to have a constant reminder, why wouldn't you want to make a change?
Make a change.
Because that's how you heal.
And, well, then we get the most touching farewell as he gives it his resignation letter, and the manager's like, fine, it's not like I liked you anyway, Baka.
I know! I was like, my God, can we have a bigger tsundere moment? And all the co-workers in the background are like, what is going on?
What are we looking at?
Is this a good thing or is this a bad thing? Actually, I can't remember the name of it, but it reminds me of one of the live-action Yaoi series I had watched recently that was taking place in an office environment.
Parks and Rec?
No!
Business proposal.
The
no,
Office?
that wasn't Yaoi.
The Office?
The Office is... Well, I've actually not watched The Office, either American or British, so I can't say if it is Yaoi. I've seen tons of memes, but I don't know enough about it.
Oh, you were watching Shark Tank then?
Okay, moving on! It just reminded me of that. But then we get the next soap opera moment, because I feel like this leads into our third soap opera moment, where we have the lives of Tsukasa. Because we have his current relationship with Natsume, his obsession, but the obsession stalker, Tsunoni, kind of watching him.
I thought it was Sonona.
Sonona, yes, Sonona.
Or no, it would have been... never mind, it is Sononi.
Make up my mind!
Sonoi, Sononi, Sonoza.
But anyways...
1, 2, 3.
But anyway, so he brings Natsume to talk to Kijino, which I think is a BS move. I think that's kind of like an insult, like just kind of putting salt in the wound.
I don't know. I mean, he cared enough to go after Kijino when he left training to recognize something was wrong, and he's not sure if this is the right thing to do, but it is closure of a sort. Maybe forcing the closure a little too soon.
But is it? Like, in the scene that we see after he runs away because of the police, because he's a wanted criminal again.
For reasons unknown.
For reasons unknown, because he gave up all of his points to resurrect Tsunoni. So now, Natsume is like, can we talk just a few minutes longer to Kijino? Which, after listening to the prior episode, I think it was, when she mentioned to Tsukasa that
she had dreamed everything
that
was going
she
on.
knew everything that was going on. So it makes me kind of think of... I don't know how I think about it, but there's gotta be some kind of, like, legitimacy about this, that if you're that after a year of almost living a different life, maybe like an amnesiac or something who lives a different life, how do you go back to your original life? Because essentially she did live an alternate life.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious about how that's going to play out.
Oh, Alice in Wonderland.
Well, especially when she basically tells Inu, I'm not coming with you, when he's being chased by police.
Well, that is because he won't give her the whole story on what happened.
Well, yeah, I really feel like he's doing a lot of half-truths.
A lot of half-truths, and, well, relationship is about trust, and, you know, you have to share your feelings and your history. You have to trust each other with a hug. Elbow bump? Okay, I'll take it. What?
Two introverts trying to deal with each other is so adorable.
What? Elbow bump? Hear me? Oh. Come on. Come on. Oh.
Just give into it. It's an elbow bump.
I'm fully clothed. I'm wearing
I
protection.
was going to say, it's not like he's physically touching you.
I'm good.
Okay, then. So today on Denied Emotions...
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage!
But, well, you don't say it doesn't mean you tell your other everything that happens.
But something as important as you were gone for a year.
Well, I'm sorry. If you're gone for a year, you just, like, you were captured by somebody, and then you come out of this coma, let's say, and your partner is now being chased by cops. Guess what, hubby? I want to know what the fuck you did to be chased by cops.
Well,
There is no blind faith when it comes to things like that.
don't worry about it. It's not your concern of why that's happening.
Oh,
Clearly you and Tsukasa are on the same very
You mean
bad...
Tsubasa?
Tsubasa are on the very bad wavelength.
so should I expect to see a helicopter track you as you flee the police sometime?
Oh my god.
We don't know quite what the accused is charged with. We just know that he's on the run. And our ratings are enjoying a spike as we present this. So we're just going to speculate on what he did. Baseless. Wow. Would be more funny if it weren't true.
I was gonna say, that's very common these days.
But, although, have we thought that Natsumi got to dream about how she outwitted a kidnapper with her hair? Or rather, his hair?
So that's...
I'm still trying to figure out why that guy is back to being alive and doing stuff like...
Well, he got in on the ring of forgiveness is not pick and choose, apparently.
Right.
It's all or nothing. Which is why I can see why people would be hesitant to use it.
All I think of is the post-it notes, like you said.
I've ruined that prop.
And now, when you said the pick and choose, I'm like, oh, ring of forgiveness. Turn, turn, turn. Tell us the lesson that we should learn.
Moral number 6. A free trip to Tahiti. We won, we won, we won.
If you don't know what show we're referencing...
You're young and we hate you.
Moral number 79. Early to bed, early to rise makes a man socially dead.
Oh yes, that was used in the show.
My God.
Yeah.
My God, that show is dark.
Oh, yeah.
The show we're talking about, just for those youngins who have never seen it before, it's called Animaniacs.
And not the one that's airing right now.
No. That's like...
We haven't watched it yet.
But from what I've heard, it's...
I've heard it's been fantastic.
I'm not saying that it's not good. I heard it doesn't go as far as the original series did.
I see. Well, point is, we're real OG, yo. We're
Yo, we're your OG, yo! Yeah!
We
OJ
raised the roof. Oh my God.
OGJ? What?
I know.
Were you about to say we were OJ?
Just go with it.
Well, now I am expecting you to be in a car chase.
Okay.
And you can't drive.
It'll be a self-driving car.
Oh, well, that'll just be really boring and you'll hit like 5 pedestrians along the way.
Only 5?
So we are super old.
Meh.
We were so old
How old were we?
that we have a slinky. And we spent like a half an hour trying to... Okay, the two older of the group we're so proud of ourselves when we got the slinky to work.
Yeah, because apparently after 40 years, they finally figured out how to get a slinky to work.
Let me see.
Let it flow like a mountain stream.
It hasn't gotten caught in itself yet. That's why it's working.
Well, I think because it's metal. I've heard there are plastic ones.
And plastic ones were never as good.
The plastic one is what we had.
But anyway, so this is our form of entertainment. So be aware, when you hit 40, your forms of entertainment go back to what you were doing when you were a child.
Well, honestly, Carl Jung said life starts at 40. Everything before then is just figuring yourself out.
Well, work for Stan Lee.
Hear, hear.
But anyways.
Rest in peace, Stan.
And rest in peace, Carl Jung. Isn't he long since passed?
Long since passed, but he...
That's weird, because he's not so young.
Oh, he's forever young now. But Jung had different views on entertainment. He would probably be very frustrated by what we watch these days. You can't watch that, that's for girls. This is a boys-only show.
Sexism at its finest.
He was very much in line with gender roles. Even a woman wearing pants would upset him. I like his ideas, doesn't mean I always agree with the man behind them.
But... And you're going to be using him in a panel.
I will.
Using him?
Using him.
Really? What kind of panel were you expecting?
Okay.
Anyway, where were we? Oh, yes. The dream, and so Natsumi shares a hug with Kijino, admitting that, well, she was pretty fond of that dream herself.
Alright, and
which
then...
leads to all manner of questions about the relationships that are supposed to be resolved in just one episode.
So,
I'm not buying it.
We've got the new Hitotsuki for the week is the return of the guy from before. I liked how we had our new group going, so this is the guy that has been multiple Hitotskis? Yes. Okay, let's transform him into a new monster.
And they shoot him... Okay, that sounds very drug-addled. But they hit him with a lot of different powers that turn him into... I believe you said...
Well...
King Oger?
That's what I'm actually going to look at right now. I want to see if it's just like a Donbrothers specific one or if it is King Oger. But, yeah, it was kind of a cool design. Kind of made me think of Wiseau from...
Ryu Soldier?
Yep, Ryu Soldier.
Are you sure that's just not the tweet you saw earlier this week?
Oh, with the Creon and Wiseau going to be in...
Yeah, and the...
Power Rangers... their U.S. counterparts are going to be in Power Rangers.
Cosmic Fury.
Yeah.
But either which way. What I love is that this guy, he finally had a rap on things, but then he's like, I'm sorry, Mom. This time I promise I'll become a king. And he basically says, no, I'm going to fight who I want, and starts whooping the new Cerebrum trio, but good.
And to the point where they're like, oh, crap. We are not prepared for this. So they then, at the udon stand, decide we're going to treat all of you. So we have this long table for this small stand where everybody gets to eat. And then we have our villain, the Hitotsuki of this week, the poor, poor man who has dreams that are far beyond his abilities.
To be a ninja and then to be a king.
And he then...
But then he wants to become the Hokage, believe it.
Oh, God. No, I don't think I could go there. But I did like, kind of going backwards, one thing that happened is when Jiro and Taro was speaking, and Jiro was told by Taro, wow, you seem so much more with it now. And Jiro was like, well, I really feel like it's because of you. What, baby?
Oh.
Yeah?
One of the cloak dudes. Sonoya? He's played by the guy that was Kaiza in Fies and the bird dude in...
Does that mean he's going to turn to dust?
Maybe.
I don't feel well.
But I did like that. And then he and Sonoe both say, well, we haven't forgotten about our final battle. And that made me laugh because I was like, that will be awesome. You'll all have to deliver packages, even though it doesn't seem like Taro works anymore. And then you'll go through this to have a final battle. But Taro proves how badass he is in the fight because our Hitotsuki turns into 5 with different colored capes for that whole Sentai feel. Everybody else is getting their ass kicked. Taro is holding his own, kicks the one Hitotsuki he's fighting alone over, and he looks at Sonoya and Jiro and he's like, and you think you can beat me if you can't even fight this? And then does a superpower and destroys all 5 of them. No effort.
Much to the amusement of the onlooking, we assume, royals of the Cerebrums, who are noting that the new trio are looking pretty pathetic.
Yes.
I mean, when you have to roll out a red carpet and a brown nose...
Well, I liked when they rolled out the red carpet and Sonorok laid down and they're all just like stepping over him.
Oy. But there is the curiosity that Taro doesn't recognize them even though they're the new enemies. He just says they're total strangers. And he's also not interested in proving he's number one. It's sort of like he himself is forgetting.
I think it's either he's forgetting or his purpose is disappearing.
I mean, it's been fulfilled. The bestials are no longer a threat.
The bestials are no longer a threat. And then we also see one thing happen where Kaito comes up to Sonoza and Haruka,
Yeah.
and says, well, I want to see if you can help me with something. Come to find out, they're planning a birthday party, and obviously we find out at the end that that Taro's birthday is months away still, but they still celebrate, and Taro dies. Don't worry.
The fact that everyone's happy.
No, you missed it. So when
Yes.
Kaito's like, oh, I guess I must have made a mistake, and just walks off.
Which that's not a mistake.
But yeah, then they're like, oh yeah, you're just happy to have your friends and be all around us. And he's like, no, I'm not. And then boom, he drops dead.
And they're all like, yeah, he's dead. And Yellow's looking at us like, wait, is this a good thing?
Is this a good finale?
Well, here's the funny thing about Donbrothers. Imagine for a minute that you're just laying bricks, one a week. Each one contributes, so there's nothing that feels like it's wasted. But then you blink and suddenly there's a full house in front of you, and you're like, wait, when did this happen? That is the feeling I have watching Donbrothers.
I like that analogy. Actually, you really like that analogy. I thought you were going to do a spit take for a second. Or did you sneeze?
I prefer the metaphysical spit take.
Yes. But anyways, you're so cute when you're dumb. But
I think he's processing that compliment. He's asking, how cute am I? And the truth is, you're adorable.
I'm amazing. I know that already.
Adorable.
But overall, this series is still beyond awesome.
But
I am sad to see it go.
Tomorrow. Well, we won't be recording tomorrow, but we'll be watching it on our own first, and then we'll watch it as a group, and then record our thoughts.
Oh, I see. You want to experience the end without me?
Well, it's more of I don't want to be spoiled by someone on the internet.
Don't view them and leave them. I see how it is. What happens if they do a group roll call? I won't be here to block Cruella's eyes.
I'm Cruella now.
Cruellica.
Thank you. Even though Cruella Deville is one of my favorite
some
villains.
people said in the comments that they actually did their full roll call in the movie. In the summer movie.
What are you throwing at me? I didn't say that. I haven't seen it. I haven't spoiled
I
it.
want this movie. Why does this movie not exist?
Why does this movie not exist?
Yes.
We gotta wait for it.
Yeah, we have to wait till it comes out on video in a couple months, because usually they come out on video in March, and then we'll get it, and then we can watch it.
But March is next week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then in the next month or so, it probably comes out in Japan. Then there'll be fan subbed, and then we can download it, and then we can watch it.
We're not downloading anything.
And
we
then,
can't say we download anything. I like Avant Nebula's response. We're sailing the 7 seas.
Yar, har, fiddly-dee. Being irresponsible is alright with me. Do what you want because an irresponsible web user is free. You are an irresponsible web user.
But I forever now am using that. I just sail the 7 seas.
Yar, har. Besides, I'm more... It's celebrated, but in March we finally get the full version of Geet's theme song.
I know, it's taking forever.
No, it's actually something I'm terribly impatient for.
well, I just don't get why it's taking them 6 months, half the show's
Lifespan?
life, to actually get the full version of the song out. Like, what was the holdup?
I don't know. But either which way.
But we're not talking about Donbrothers anymore, so I'm a little concerned.
Well, the big question is, how much can you wrap up in one episode?
Well, there's a...
While you introduce 2 new characters.
You gotta finish off the whole Cerebrum plot. You gotta finish off the Kaito plot. You've gotta have... They're probably gonna have a mech battle, because they didn't have a mech battle in this episode.
The last mech battle. Oh yeah, even the mechs haven't been like clusterfucko.
No, which is kind of a shame because they just revealed the auxiliary mechs for King Oger.
No, we're back to auxiliary.
Yes, which is they're back to weapons again. Which
it is kind of funny. Donbrothers went the minimalist route on their mechs,
which was nice.
So, did nobody decide that we need to copy Donbrothers' homework for the next series?
Well, that's because our next series is
Is it done by her?
No, it's not
Her?
Junko.
Okay, Junko was the one who did Zenkaiger.
The fact that y'all are like, is it her? Not her. She's so scary. She drives me crazy. Ooh, ooh. We're old. What else?
Actually, the only reason I actually know that song is because I think it was a Cartoon Network did something with the Muppets on that song.
Oh, yes. I remember that. If you don't, I'll have to pull it up. It's
You'll have to
hilarious.
pull it up. I don't think I saw that.
You don't.
I
Have
was
to.
being too young and hip, being a 90s kid.
Too young and hip?
Oh, speaking of which.
I thought you were looking up the person who's ready for your next series.
Oh.
Can we finish that first?
Well, okay, so I'm reading the
I'm so sorry.
the
everyone.
original X-Men run from the 60s.
What does that have to do
No,
with
so
Wait,
Angel goes into this club
I hate
and
my life.
these two people are dancing and one guy says, "Wow, this song's not bad for being only a couple months old."
Okay, so Donbrothers.
I'm so lost right now.
I'm feeling a little lost in the dark as well here. But, I mean, it's been so much fun. But it's been so non-traditional. At least, I only joined on Sentai with Gokaiger. That was my starting point. So this flies in the face of every formula I've expected from a series structure in Sentai.
So for me, the first series that I watched with him was around 2000. I think we watched Abba Ranger, right?
Well, Alpha Ranger was airing when we first got into Sentai, which my first series with Gal Ranger, which I think I showed you, and then we started to watch the Hong Kong DVDs also when they were coming out of Hurricaneer.
But Abba Ranger is the first one I remember watching from start to finish.
Creativity by Design does not endorse using Hong Kong bootlegs. Just saying.
Can we move on?
Well, okay, but no!
Oh, fine, don't cover your ass.
That's not what I'm talking
Alpha Ranger was not the series you watched with me subtitled.
Okay, then what was?
The first series we technically watched together fully subtitled was Maji Ranger. Because you only made it a part of Deca Ranger, and I ended up watching the rest of Alpha Ranger Raw. So,
We're having... Okay, let's not have this conversation.
I mean, I don't know if there's much else to say until Donbrothers is finished. Someone asked on Twitter what score we would give this.
I was like, I don't know yet until it's done, because the ending could make or break.
It's true.
But, okay, what is a tentative score you could give it based on the first 49 episodes?
Oh, I'd give it a 5 out of 5.
I would too. At this moment in time right now, I would give it a 5 out of 5 because it checks a lot of boxes. You have great character development for all of the characters. You have a progressive story that even with the filler type episodes, it still brings an element of things going on. The only thing that I'm a little worried about that I don't know how they're going to fix unless they do it in like a post-series movie is about Murasume.
Yes, that sword's been mysteriously absent lately.
Well, yeah, that's another thing that, like, Marusume's plot is...
So I kind
Out
of feel like there is going to be a post-series movie similar to like what they did with 01 to kind of wrap up whatever they can in the series.
But even then, the movies can, as we were talking about yesterday, movies can leave a bitter taste if they make the wrong choices.
Correct.
Meanwhile, he's looking at pictures of the O-Ranger cast and their attendance.
King Oger.
King Oger. Oh, right. Let's worry about names while the review in front of you.
I know!
No.
is steaming away.
I was trying to find the.
Hello,
dude's
welcome to
name.
the Silver Quill's review. See, there is no kaiju no kami. You can't see him.
Okay, well, whatever. The guy that did. Oh, it was a guy who directed. I think it was Rio Soldier. It is the.
I quit tonight.
Aw, we were so close.
I told you didn't matter anymore.
Oh, and the relationship problems show up once again.
After 22 years.
Not 22 yet. Still got another week and a half.
What, to break up with you? Is it like, was 22 the deadline after that? You were set for life? Is that it?
Apparently.
Don't tell her that. I mean, I don't want to be stuck with her for years. And then... What?
I'm going to be over here, just out of the splash zone.
Anyway, yes, we have a lot to conclude in the next episode. I don't know how they're going to do it. Marusume, Natsumi,
Kijino.
Kijinu, Kaito, which, although I wouldn't be surprised if they say that for the Zenkaiger crossover movie. And then we have the crossover movies with Alba Ranger and Hurricaneger coming out.
So what? Donbrothers are crossing over with Alba Ranger?
There's a Donbrothers versus Alba Ranger movie and a Donbrothers versus Hurricaneger movie.
Curious, I didn't realize they were rivals.
And then
There should be a Donbrother versus Car Ranger.
and then
movie.
there's there's an Alba Ranger 10th anniversary movie coming, or 20th anniversary movie coming out, and a Hurricaneger 20th anniversary movie coming out.
Well, I know that Gokaiger already had a recent anniversary film, but them versus the Don Brothers would be interesting. Avatar change versus Gokai change. Gears to keys, who wins? The answer is we, the audience.
I'm surprised they haven't done Don Brothers Keys yet for Gokaiger.
Well, boy,
Toy form.
that would be interesting. But then, wait, Pink. Yeah, how would Pink feel about her CG-ness?
Oh, speaking of,
The princess.
I did notice at the beginning though, when we had our 3 Cerebrums, the background is starting to jitter, like you could tell that they're out of their CGI green screen budget.
Or perhaps that the cerebrum existence is becoming a bit more unstable.
That could be it too.
I don't know if it was that. It looked like actual glitchy.
And still better than
And
Zenkaiger. My God, that was tough.
Anyway, what did you guys think of episode 49? Are you excited for the finale tonight? Although by the time you actually see this video, it would have aired. Let me know in the comments. Click like, subscribe, the bell notification, anything else YouTube has you clicking on to support me. You can support me on Patreon at Kaiju no Kami, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Discord under @Kaiju no Kami. The website is creativitybydesignllc.com. You can also buy cool Kaiju no Kami merchandise at creativitybydesignllc.com/shop. There's also a link in the description below. Yeah!
I'm on the internet too. You can find me on DeviantArt, Twitter, and YouTube under MLP Silver Quill, which will also have links to my Patreon and Ko-fi, where you can support my After the Fact videos. Thank you.
That's it?
Yeah, I don't have to list half the internet for my...
But also, if you have not started doing so, I am going to plug, he is doing weekly pun mini videos.
Weekday puns, yes.
Weekday puns. And
Just so you know, Lincoln is innocent.
Lincoln, you really like that one.
yeah, he and Advent Nebula really like that one.
Okay, that's good to know. They're Lincolnists. I'll write that in my journal. It's called the Lincoln Log.
Yeah, but also the shocking one.
The shocking one. But yeah, added a little punnage to brighten up people's day. And you can find all of us at Colorado Anime Fest.
Yes, we'll be there all weekend. Between the 3 of us combined, we will have 5 panels.
Right now, my Kamen Rider panel is looking to be Sunday, sadly.
Really?
I'm hoping they can change that, but Sunday is probably going to be the day. So don't leave until after my Kamen Rider panel.
If you're in Colorado.
Plan your leave for the hotel, departure from the hotel after my panel.
Remember, you can check out, but they'll hold your luggage.
Yeah, they actually will.
Wait a minute.
You sounded very threatening when you said that, when it's actually a kind thing.
It's a kind thing, but actually it's like, you can check out anytime you want, but you can never leave. Welcome to the Hotel Colorado. Such a lovely place, such a lovely place, such a lovely place.
Now I'm just thinking, are we going to see Jack Torrance popping up? Johnny!
Cosplaying up at the Hotel Colorado.
But it's going to be super exciting if you are in Colorado and you're able to attend the convention. We're going to have a lot of cool panels, so hope to see you there.
Until next time, bye.